One of the most common questions I get is this my fear or is this my intuition? How do I tell the difference? So many people right now are second guessing themselves. They're second guessing their dreams, their decision, what do I do? What's the next best step? And today I want to break that down so that after listening to this, you'll know which voice is speaking to you and what to do. I'm Wanda Vitale. I'm a life coach and I'm also an empath, and I guide people through big transitions. I help them make decisions by learning to trust themselves. And so why now? Why is this such a big topic now? Well, right now we are in between chapters. We are closing out old patterns. We're getting to look at what works, what doesn't work. And part of that is fear. Our old conditioned responses to life are coming up right now. And if you have to make a decision, or if you're not clear about what to do, fear can sound pretty convincing. It can sound like the voice of intuition, but the two are distinctly different. I want to assure you that nothing is wrong. We are learning to trust something other than our logic because that's what we've been trained to trust, right? Our culture for hundreds of years has been based on logic to the exclusion of this softer, intuitive, and usually nuanced voice. Logic is based on the past. Understand that. Our logic is this big filing cabinet of everything that's ever happened to you. Even before you were born, in the third trimester, you started hearing things, understanding things, deciding what was good, what was bad, what was safe, what isn't. And it turns into logic. We were never trained to trust our emotions. And if you're a sensitive or an empath who is more feeling in nature, who feels more, you really weren't trained to trust your emotions. People talked you out of them. We were trained to trust logic. We were trained not to trust ourselves. We were trained to trust authorities. So what do we do now? We trust psychics. We trust, again, logic. We trust anyone or anything else other than our own hearts. And so anything other than the subtle, nuanced nudges that we get that get drowned out by fear and uncertainty. So now when we have so much uncertainty in the world, our systems are operating on alert. We're operating in reactive mode, and it's difficult to hear that small, peaceful voice when we're reacting to the world around us. Fear is always based on the past. It's based on something that happened when you were 4 years old and you made a decision about you or life and tucked it away. And so when you need to make a decision now, that fear voice comes up and says, but wait a minute, what about this? But it's always based on the past. Intuition, totally different. Intuition is this, you could call it the future version of you who is whispering to you to tell you to do something, go here, do this, call so-and-so. This voice of intuition, because it does whisper, can't be felt or can't be noticed when we're experiencing anxiety, when we're worried about something, when there's an urgency about a decision that we have to make or a situation. Fear says, make a decision now, do this now, fix it. Fear usually sounds like do this now or something bad will happen. And for most people, then they go into their heads and try to determine what to do. You've probably done this. I used to do it too. But intuition feels clean and light. It comes through like a whisper. It comes through like a nudge. It doesn't come with a story. There's a lightness about it. It says, do this. Just wait. Call so and so. It's one step at a time. Do this now. And it feels peaceful. That is the big difference. It feels very peaceful. We all have different ways of feeling or noticing our intuition. For some of you, it's emotional, and it's that way for me. For some people, it's just a body sense. Fear feels like contraction. You could feel burning. You could feel a contraction in your gut or your heart. Everybody's wiring is a little bit different. Intuition has spaciousness around it. There's no contraction. It's just one little hit or nudge, like an arrow pointing you in the right direction. Not 10 steps, but one step. Do this. Go here. It feels light. And in your body, if you sense things that way, it's going to feel relaxed. It's going to feel light. And I mentioned this earlier, but fear also loops. I just heard this from a client this morning. Fear comes out with a story of something bad is going to happen. We go into our heads and then we start to loop into the what ifs. What if I do this? And maybe I need to do that. And oh, well, I could do that instead. That's fear. Intuition doesn't do that. Intuition is this quiet, peaceful voice. Intuition doesn't argue with you. It just points the way. One clean, spacious thought at a time, one clean, spacious feeling at a time. You take the next step, you do the thing, you get the insight. Your body relaxes. When you can't tell the difference, use my core method I use with my clients. I want you to drop into your heart. Just put your attention down into your heart. And if you can feel your body relax and your shoulders relax, that's great. But if you're still not relaxed, take these 4 deep breaths. We're going to do 4 deep breaths, 4 breaths in, hold for 4, release for 4. So do that with me. Yep. And do 3 more of those. Two more. And do 1 more. And now drop your focus into your heart. You may or may not be able to feel the energy there, but feel how relaxed your body is. Are your shoulders back? You can also drop your tongue in the bottom of your mouth. It resets your nervous system, tells your body that you're safe. There's no urgency. And now I want you to ask a question that you've had a hard time deciding upon, and you'd like some guidance. What do I do? What's next? What do I want? A lot of you are asking that. Just drop into your heart now and ask that. And you may get an answer right away, or you may get one later. When you ask the question is critical. Are you relaxed or are you in fear? When you ask, when you're relaxed and you're out doing something relaxing, like taking a walk or petting the cat, I have a cat, the answer drops in peacefully. It will come in as an insight. It will come in as, oh, yeah, it's that. That's what I want. So try that. I also want to talk about some very common misunderstandings with fear. Fear doesn't have this loud voice. It doesn't always come to you sounding like the house is on fire. It can be very, very slight. And for that, you have to put your awareness on your body. Fear can just be a slight contraction. So if you ask, what should I do here? You may feel and think of whatever answer comes up. Fear may come up as just this slight catch. That's how it is for me. So you may not get this full looping and that whole part of how fear can surface. It may be very subtle, but I want you to go beneath that and ask, if I didn't have this fear, if fear weren't an option, what would I do? Yeah. And then drop into that. Feel your body relax and open up. That's your intuition. Your intuition is your future self guiding you in your life, telling you without exception which way to walk the path, which way your path is via the path of least resistance. I want to tell you a couple of stories, one from a client that just shared this morning. He has done so much inner work, but he always listened to his fear, and he just decided that he was going to suspend fear. So an idea came. He asked, what's my next thing? What do I do here? And an idea came to do a workshop. But then fear came in, logic came in and said, you've never done a workshop. You don't know what you're doing, and who would come, and how would people even pay you? So he breathed through the fear and asked, well, if fear weren't an option and I knew exactly where I was going and what to do, what would it be? Went out and took a walk. The next steps came in. He's actually doing his first workshop tomorrow, I believe. He started talking about it. Somebody actually signed up for his workshop before he even had a link up so that they could pay him. This is how this works. And I want to tell you my own story. When my own life burned to the ground and I had no choice but to trust my intuition, to trust the greater part of me, I would get up every day and say, and ask, what are we doing today? I would calm myself down first, do just what I'm telling you, drop into my heart and ask, what are we doing today? We meaning me, my high end, my higher self, source, co-creating with source. And I would get an idea and I would do it. And every time I started to worry, I realized I was in fear again because I had some pretty dire circumstances I had to deal with. I'd been in an accident after a messy divorce and couldn't walk then, and had to figure out what to do to support myself. My career was in transition. So this is why I so relate to so many of you right now who are in transition. This next phase of your life is coming in, but fear will try to stop you. So really it's just this simple to say, okay, fear, I'm going to suspend your voice for 10 minutes. I'm going to drop into my heart and I'm going to ask, what's the next thing? What do I want? How do I do this? Give me an idea. Breathe from your heart and you will get the answer. I also want to mention this. For those of you who talk yourself out of things, it can be really easy to talk yourself out of the intuitive knowing that you get, or the idea that, oh, I think I'll do this. So many people use logic to override intuition. But again, Logic is only good if you want more of what happened in the past. And if you're like most people right now, we're being asked to let go of the past because it was so limiting. And we're being invited, not forced, but invited to move into a life that we really love and a life that's easy, because it can be easy when you start to listen to your intuition and trust it implicitly. So many people right now are in an in-between phase, releasing relationships, jobs, conditioning, old conditioned responses like life is hard and I don't get what I want. And who would listen to me? It's just conditioning. It's not who you really are. These are all coming up right now. And we get to decide what to listen to moving forward. But I want to reassure you that any confusion is so common right now, and any lack of clarity is so very common right now. Or another thing that I've heard from people is that their dreams are changing. Maybe you've had some big dream that you've wanted for a long time that may be even dissolving. And it's not that anything is wrong. It's just part of this bigger reset that we're in right now that is asking us to get rid of things that are really too small because something better is coming. The fact that you're even asking this, the wanting to know the difference between fear and intuition, is powerful. It means that you're waking up to your power. If you're wondering how this big change is impacting you and what might be ahead and what decisions you might be facing, understanding why they're up for you now, I'll put a link below for my Soul Blueprint sessions. They've been really powerful in helping my clients understand what they're moving through, really get clear about what they're letting go of and what's ahead. And it's so good. It's just always so amazing. So I'll put the link below. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about how to move through the confusion, how to move through where you feel stuck. So look for that.